Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing a top 10 coaster countdown. This is of the top 10 roller coasters at Busch Gardens Parks. This is of Tampa and Williamsburg, and today I'm going to be counting down my top 10, so let's get started. Now before I move on, I just want to let you know there's one specific roller coaster that will not make this list. I won't even count it because I've not ridden it. It is Invader at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I have not ridden that one because when I went to Busch Gardens Williamsburg, I went there in April 2016, and Invader was not even open. It was under construction. So, therefore, I did not get to ride Invader. So, which I'm not sure what I'll ever get back to that park. But I rode all the other coasters except for the kiddie coaster. So, let's get started. Number 10 is the Loch Ness Monster at the Williamsburg Park. This is probably one of the most iconic roller coasters ever built. And this is honestly one of the most surprising. I was really surprised by Loch Ness Monster. It was a great coaster. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed those two interlocking loops, and that first drop was pretty good. Not very intense at all. The only really intense ones are the loops, which aren't even that intense. This coaster isn't really about being intense. But the thing that really surprised me is, my gosh, this thing is long. And one of the coolest things about Loch Ness Monster is how smooth it is. This coaster was insanely smooth for its age. I did not get any head banging at all, which really surprised me. So yeah, Loch Ness Monster is great for its age, and a great ride that you must ride if you go to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Number 9 is Revolting, a Zyra family coaster. This coaster. When I first opened back in 2012, I can remember just sitting there on my phone. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to ride it so badly. When I went on in April 2016, it felt surreal to ride that coaster. And I thought it was a great coaster overall. It had some very intense elements, especially in the indoor section. I really so close to blacking out during that helix in the indoor section. The one thing that caught me off guard was that free fall drop. I knew it was coming because I've studied this coaster a lot, but that free fall drop, I thought it would just be like floater attempt like Tower of Terror. I expected to get some serious ejector during that. That was a great coaster moment. And I love the launch and the Big Bad Wolf tribute. Plus, it has some great theming to go along too. It's themed to the Forbidden Forest or the Black Forest. Yeah, not Forbidden Forest. They ain't no Harry Potter ride. But it's themed to the Black Forest. And yeah, I know they have that annoying German lady. And, I don't think she was that bad, to be honest with you. I like how it's kind of like a meme, I guess. Yeah, Revolting's great. Now, this coaster isn't exactly great with smoothness. It is a bit of a rough ride, so if you want a smooth ride, I wouldn't suggest going to Verbolten. It is kind of rattly, kind of rough, but it's fun. Definitely a coaster you must ride. Number 8 is Cheetah Hunt. This is gonna be an unpopular placement. I absolutely love Cheetah Hunt. This is a great roller coaster, but I know some people rank this one higher. I know some enthusiasts aren't really crazy about it. I'm not one of those enthusiasts who are not really crazy for it. I actually really love Cheetah Hunt, but it's just placed here. But Cheetah Hunt's a great family coaster overall. It is my favorite family coaster. My favorite thing about Cheetah Hunt is the duration. It is insanely long. And it has some great elements. I love the 0G roll and the drop into that subterranean area is so much fun. And also it's pretty smooth overall. You might get a little shaky and rattly here and there, but it's so fun. Plus I love those launches, especially the second launch, going to that weird figure 8 element. It's such a cool moment. And plus I forgot if I mentioned the Heartline roll. I really love that Heartline roll. It's a great inversion. And I love that the old round rally section, which is a lot of fun. And it has some good airtime to go along with too, especially in the back. Cheetah Hunt is just a coaster that has something for everyone, which is what I love about Cheetah Hunt. It really gives so much variety, and I think that's why everyone loves about Cheetah Hunt. May not be very intense, but it's so much fun. Number 7 is going to be an incredibly unpopular opinion. This is Tempesto. This one's in the Williamsburg Park. Guys, if this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I love this coaster. And I understand that the restraints aren't exactly the greatest. It has those comfort collars, which some enthusiasts, or a lot of enthusiasts are fans of. However, I actually didn't mind the comfort collars, surprisingly. Well, I think my theory with the comfort collars is it could depend on your height or size or something. I wasn't as big or as tall as I am now, So I mean, I was a bit shorter than usually. I was about a couple inches shorter than, so I'm pretty sure if I rode it now, I probably wouldn't be as good. But I mean, they're not exactly the best. I mean, they do give you some like ear bang, which kind of hurts. But I mean, the coaster, when I rode it, it was glossy smooth as can be for a roller coaster, and I thought it was pretty intense overall. And I love that like inversion at the top. Oh my gosh, slow motion! It is so cool. And you also get some good airtime as well. But yeah, Tempesto is a coaster you must ride at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, in my opinion. It's not for everyone, but I think it's pretty good. Number 6 is Griffin. This is a B&M dive coaster. This is the first B&M dive coaster, and this one's fantastic. I love the first drop. It's my favorite drop on any roller coaster ever. I love how you hang there for 5 seconds and you plunge straight down. It's incredible. I like it more in Sheikah's drop because it's a bit bigger and it just feels like you're a lot bigger up. I mean, I do love the 2 elements as well. It is pretty smooth. Yeah. I didn't think it was really as intense as Sheikah, but this is a great coaster. And the splashdown was pretty neat too. Not as good as Sheikah's. And that's why Sheikah is at number 5. So we're moving to the top 5. Sheikah takes the number 5 spot. Sheikah, I just think it's overall much better than Griffin. Griffin didn't disappoint me. I think Sheikah's better than Griffin. Sheikah might not be as tall, as fast, or as smooth either. Sheikah can be a bit on the rally side, especially for its age. But I mean, Sheikah I felt like it had more airtime and it was a bit more intense, especially with that one helix section from Element of the mid-course brake run. And one of the things that also makes Sheikah better is it has a tunnel dive. That tunnel dive is so much fun. And that splashdown is insane. That thing gives you an insane splash. I absolutely love it. Sheikah is the original dive coaster from the US. And it's currently my favorite dive coaster I've ridden. So yeah, definitely recommend it if you go to Busch Gardens, Tampa. Number 4 is Alpengeist. Another unpopular opinion. Look at this, huh? This is the invert of Busch Gardens Williamsburg Park, and this is a fantastic coaster. When I first came into this ride, I came in with very low expectations. I did not expect it to be very good at all, but we just ran here for the credit. When I rode it, I was expecting there to be tons of head banging and really strong rattle. But guys, the rattle was not that noticeable at all. I didn't get a single head banging. And the part where no one really likes, which is that cobra roll, that was actually my favorite part of Alpengeist. That gives you some serious whip, especially in the back. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love that element. Probably one of my favorite cobra rolls, surprisingly. I mean, definitely, it's not perfectly smooth. It is definitely there's a rattle, but it's not strong rattle or anything like Kraken at Steel Orlando. It's not like strong or anything. It's just a little bit of a rattle, but not bad. But yeah, Alpengeist saw some great elements. I really like vertical loop, the element. In effect, it is the tallest invert in the world. Also, like, it is literally 5 feet away from a hyper, which is crazy. I think it has to do with the terrain and stuff. I mean, one of the things that was really cool about Alpengeist was the ending where you're going through that snow. That was a really cool ending for Alpengeist. So yeah, Alpengeist, I personally recommend it if you go to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. It is a fantastic coaster. It's starting at the top 3 is my favorite roller coaster at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Apollo's Chariot. This is a great B&M hyper. It is fantastic. Now, it's not a perfect coaster. When I first rode it, I thought this was the perfect coaster. But I hadn't ridden really many rides at all before I got to Apollo's Chariot. Yeah, Apollo's Chariot, man, it blew me away a bit. Well, it's probably because this is the first B&M hyper I ever rode. And in my opinion, it's the weakest hyper, but it is so much fun. That airtime is great. The first 2 airtime hills were kind of, they're kind of after B&M hyper. They're kind of sluggish. They give you some alright float, I guess. The airtime hills that are just absolutely amazing are the ones towards the end. Those give you some great ejector. And there's this one airtime hill I did not expect at all. I thought it was the end, and bam, one more airtime. I'm like, oh crap! It was so good. Those were the best. That was the best part of the entire ride. And I also really enjoyed my favorite part of Polished Chariot was that first drop. That first drop is probably my favorite part of Polished Chariot. It is 210 feet, so makes Polished Chariot's not the tallest coaster, but it has the biggest drop of any coaster in the park at 210 feet, which is taller than Griffin. Basically, that Griffin's 205 feet tall, but Polished Chariot's drop is 210. Plus, it has grid speed of 73 miles per hour, which makes Polished Chariot the fastest coaster at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg. But yeah, I don't really look at the stats. I just look at my overall experience. And the Polished Chariot, I think, has the best experience of any coaster at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, and that is why Polished Chariot is my favorite coaster at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Okay, number 2, we are going back into Tampa for a incredible B&M invert. This is Montu, which is personally my favorite invert I've ever ridden. At first I thought Afterburn at Carowinds was my favorite, but I think Montu is my favorite, guys. I think I said it in one video, but I'm going to say it again. The reason why, and I'm going to say the reason, I forgot if I mentioned the reasoning. Comment down below if I did, but I mean, I think with Afterburn, which is that ride's a bit short, even though it is the most intense invert. This one's not the most intense, but this thing is such a long ride. Like, really, it is a incredibly long ride. Plus, it is insanely smooth for its age. It's over 20 years old and it's still running near glossy smooth. It might have a slight rattle to it, which is understandable because it is an older coaster. Opened back in 1996, which is making it right now, as of 2018, about 22 years old. Believe it or not, in 5 days this coaster will actually be 22. Believe it or not, as this countdown is being recorded on May 11th. But yeah, Montu. My favorite part about Montu is that batwing. That batwing is intense. And also, I mean, I understand it's trim, but it is still an incredibly intense moment. Especially in the back, you will get so much whip throughout the entire ride if you're in the back. It also features a great zero-G roll, a great Immelman, a great final corkscrew. That final corkscrew is snappy from the back. It is incredible. And just overall, this is one heck of a B&M invert, and you must ride it if you're at Busch Gardens Busch Gardens Tampa, my bad. Okay, the grand champion of the entire video goes to Kumba, which is in Busch Gardens Tampa. And guys, I'm going to say it again, holy crap, this is incredible. Like, it might not look like much on the surface, but this coaster is a classic. This is one of B&M's earliest creations, and still one of my favorites. And, oh my gosh, Kumba is literally the most intense coaster I've ever ridden. Why has B&M not made any more roller coasters like this? This is why people love B&M. It's just because of this roller coaster. This thing is so legendary. It has some incredible elements. Like that zero-G roll. Oh my gosh, I can never get over how incredible that zero-G roll is. If you're like loosening the restraint and you like have your hands up, you will feel like it's gonna rip your arms off. I mean, it definitely won't, but you'll feel like it'll rip your arms off. It is insane. And plus, it probably has the best Cobra roll I've ever ridden. It is a very snappy, like very forceful element, and a great vertical loop, which wraps on lift tail. I really love that, and a great dive loop too. And also, one of the most surprising moments of Kumba is that final helix. That helix is absolutely mad, and I love that tunnel as well. The corkscrews are fun. This ride isn't really the smoothest coaster I've ridden. It can be a little rough, but honestly, I think the roughness adds to Kumba. It really just defines it as an old school B&M. And that's why I look at Kumba. I think of old school B&Ms. And I understand why it's rough, because it's an older roller coaster. It's older than Montu. Right now, the coaster is at least about 25 years old. And I mean, it's still smooth, but I mean, it's not as smooth as it used to be. But I don't care. I absolutely love Kumba so much. Literally, any ride on Kumba is like 10 out of 10. Like, any spot, any row, 10 out of 10. Perfection. With Montu, I know some people like Montu more, but Montu, like, I mean, some of the rows are, like, there's one row that's, like, better than the rest, which is the back row, but Kumba, any row is perfect. So that will do it for this countdown. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What are your favorites in any Busch Gardens parks? I want to know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos in the future. Don't forget to check out the social media link in the description. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a fantacular day.